The Street Corner Soapbox. The Street Corner Soapbox with Falso and Willin. Podcast takeover. We're making a killing. Music to nightlife. Debauchery and street news. Serving it hot. We are some street news, movies and mayhem. The craziest guests, words from chaos. Get it off our chest. Rhode Island, worldwide, dark corners in all places. Speak how we live, radio show, smoking aces. Ladies and gents, for the people we're talking. Take the show on the road, right where you're walking. Yeah.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Street Corner Soapbox Podcast coming to you live. That's right, boys and girls. Street Corner Soapbox. Now, we all know during this crazy time with the pandemic, businesses are struggling. So we're here to support local businesses, and we need your help to do so also.
That's right. So subscribe to our Patreon, become a member to help support the show, and receive exclusive episodes and bonus content, as well as discounts on merch. That's patreon.com/streetcorner_soapbox2020.
Follow us on our website, streetcornersoapbox.com. That's right, boys and girls. We are back. Street Corner Soapbox. I'm with my brother, Lord Willin.
What do you hear? What do you say?
What up, what up, what up?
Paulie Walnuts. G-Fella's in the building tonight.
What up?
Via phone. G-Fella, what's going on, bro?
Same shit, bro. What's going on, man? How you guys doing?
Good, bro. Good, bro. Thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate it. Both fans of your music.
Good looking, bro. Good looking. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man, of course. How's everything going out in the New York area with right now with the whole COVID situation?
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. You got, the people coming out in welders masks, covering their face, and you got the other guys that don't want to wear the mask. It's like a 50-50 toss-up. Everybody's like, it's everywhere you go,
Where do you?
I'm over this shit already.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to ask where you stand on it, but you just said it. I'm in the same boat with you on that.
Yeah, it's too much, man. Everybody either got to just get it or get over it, and that's it. End of story.
Yeah, man.
I actually had it. I had it in March.
Really? Really?
Yeah, I had it in March. I got it for like 3 days, bro. It felt like the regular flu. You were down. You felt like shit. You had a fever. That's it. And then 3 days later, you're fine. It was a lot more hype. Obviously
sure.
A lot of people, like my father, he's got illnesses and stuff. So God forbid he got it. It would have been bad. But for the normal guy, it's just like the flu.
Yeah, that's what kind of it seems like the general consensus is. If you're healthy, for the most part, I guess there's been a couple of cases where healthy people did get really sick, but overall, I think if you're healthy, it's kind of like it seems to be like it's the normal flu or something along those lines. Although now they're saying there's another strain, and I mean,
it's going to mutate or something like that.
Fucking who knows?
Yeah, they're just keeping everybody all in fear, bro. That's it. They're controlling everybody. I think that's all it is, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man, definitely.
How'd you find out you had it? Did you go get one of them rapid tests or?
Yeah, I felt like shit, and I was like, you know what, man? I feel like I got the flu. And then it was actually the crazy shit is I think I caught it in Boston.
Really?
I went with my son to the PAX gaming tournament in Boston, or not tournament, like the convention, whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we went out there, and there was, everybody from all over the world was there. And that was like right at the beginning when the shit started popping. And I was like, should we cancel? My son was really, pumped to go. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So we went. And when we came back, that's when, probably like 3 or 4 days after I came back, that's when I felt like symptoms and shit. So I probably got it over there, but I just felt like shit. And then I went and take a test, and it took like 2 weeks for them to give me my test results back. It was like insane. I was like perfect, running around like a madman in my house by the time I got the test results saying I was positive, 2 weeks ago,
Oh, really? So did you have to like quarantine or anything?
Yeah, I kept myself in my room, like for the 14 days, no matter what, even though I didn't have any results back, but I was good after 3 days, but I still stayed away from everybody just in case.
Yeah.
And it happened that I was positive, but I felt, and after 3 days, I was back to normal.
Yeah.
It was like, it was just like, you feel tired, you know, because you're not doing shit.
And that was back in March, you said?
Yeah, March. It was right in the beginning, like when all this stuff was happening.
Yeah, that is crazy. You know what's crazy too is out in New York, obviously was hit really hard, or according to the media, and I'm sure you've probably seen it. But I was out there right before. I was out there with Shark, man. We were doing some videos and stuff last. It was March actually. It was right around St. Patrick's Day, and then like a week later, the whole shit just exploded, and I was like, yo, I was staying in New Rochelle, and that was the first hotspot out there, and I was like, yo,
that was like the ground zero.
Yeah. And I think I might have had it too, man, back then, because I felt like I had an on and off cold, and like my taste buds were fucked up, so I think I could have probably had it around that time.
Probably,
didn't even know.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, man. You couldn't taste shit too, like nothing. Like all your taste was gone, and you would taste like to me, I tasted salt on everything. Like it was like I couldn't taste shit but that. And that was exactly. I have other friends that said they got like no taste for like 2 days, and that's all they got.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
like pregnancy
weird,
symptoms.
very weird.
It is strange, man. It's hard to pinpoint it.
People are saying it came out up until December. I've heard people like, I think I was sick in December.
Yeah.
And that was even. I think it was what? March when we.
Yeah, March is really when
you
had
it. You had it. Actually, it's good because back then when the COVID first happened, back in March, they were saying it was up to 14 days, and you recovered in 3.
Yeah.
So
at first,
I mean, they didn't really know much.
But if you remember, like you said, December, January, February, there were people talking. They were like, people are still getting the flu, even though they got the flu shot. It's a new strand. They didn't even know it was COVID, but that was COVID back then.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Well, hopefully sooner than later we can get back to some degree of normalcy. It's definitely affected artists such as yourself being involved in music and other things that you got going on. And myself and a lot of my friends, and I'm sure people and it's just, it sucks.
Yeah, thank God we got studios in the crib and we could do our stuff. And, look, John Solinas, I wind up linking up with him in Italy through it because everybody's in the house. So we just start bullshitting and sending beats and knocking joints out, and boom, the EP came out, and it was that quick. You know what I mean? Like, because at least you were still able to do that shit. You didn't have to go anywhere. You know?
That's kind of one benefit too. I think a lot of creativity is going to come out of this era. Like I know myself, I've had a lot of time to work on music more than I did before, and I've been able to focus. I'm sure you just dropped something, so I mean, you just said it pretty much.
Yeah, we wouldn't even be doing this.
If it wasn't we wouldn't be doing this podcast if it wasn't for COVID. We found the time.
It gave us time. We're both in the industry. We're both not working.
Yeah, and,
man. We could focus on this a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, you said
that's good. No?
You said you went out to Boston with your son for the tournament there. What was it? The football.
PAX, I forgot. It's called PAX. It's like some fucking worldwide gaming thing. It was crazy.
Whereabouts in Boston was that?
That was at the, I think it was a convention center or something like that.
Okay,
that big convention center you guys got out there.
Yeah.
That was like my second time going to Boston, so I went by the stadium. I had to go. I had to go take a piss on the stadium.
You're a Yankees fan, I take it, right?
Yeah. I didn't really piss on it, but I stayed like I was pissing.
No, listen, I'm No, I was just gonna say I'm actually by heritage a Yankees fan because I'm from Rhode Island. I'm from Providence, Rhode Island, and Rhode Island's actually divided. It's pretty much half Yankees, half Red Sox. Because back in the day, Joe DiMaggio, there's a large Italian population in Rhode Island, and so a lot of the old school guys were rooting for Joe DiMaggio, who played for the Yankees.
Exactly. I mean, I'm a Yankees fan. I got a Red Sox memorabilia because of my grandfather, but I'm a Yankees fan.
Yeah, man. I just grew up with my father was a lifelong Yankees fan, so
that's what's up.
It's not when you say you pissed on the stadium. I'm not really that mad about it.
Would have made a great picture.
Hey, did you?
I got the picture.
Hey, did you? So did you get a chance to go to the North End?
No, we were just driving around, we were just kind of like in between because it was like a 4-day thing. So we were there, morning till night. It was like insane, I think. But, in between, like, we were just going around, seeing that. We went by the colleges. We went by, like all the main shit. We tried to get in between. Had little Wahlburgers,
No doubt. The touristy stuff.
Well, if you're ever back in Boston, you definitely have to go to the North End for sure.
There's about it's basically Boston's Little Italy, man. There's about 200 restaurants and fucking couple square miles.
Yeah, no, I would love to, man. It was actually really nice out there, man.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you ever come back out, let me know, man. I'll link up with you. I got some friends that got spots over there.
Yeah, that's it, man. I'll come visit you over in Providence.
Yeah, we got Federal Hill. We got Federal Hill in Providence. Didn't you do a show? Didn't you do a show? Didn't you do a show out in Providence some years back with Danny Diablo out here?
Yeah, I think I did. We did a bunch of stuff together, me and him, and then we did, stuff in Connecticut, deep in Connecticut. But I was out there. Here and there, but I never really went out to just chill out.
Yeah,
I want to go chill out there because it's actually pretty nice.
Yeah,
yeah.
No, it definitely is, man.
Come out in the summer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah, definitely.
Little different vibe than New York City. A little more laid back, I guess you could say.
Yeah, hopefully all this shit will be over with and we'll be able to enjoy it.
I know.
Breathe some fucking fresh air for once.
For real,
right? So, G, you want to get into your little background? Any early inspirations? How you started getting into hip hop, stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, break dancing, all that kind of shit. I was actually started DJing. That's where it started from. My uncle was a DJ.
All right.
And like I used to just love, just tagging along with him, and he would teach me how to fucking mix and do all that stuff, and then wind up buying my own stuff and getting into it that way. And then like I was at a party, and I remember I had a friend of mine's cousin. He was an older cousin. He was rapping at the party, and I never forget it. Another Italian kid, and he was fucking just freestyling. He was like he did like weddings and shit, so he was good with the mic, and then he liked rap, so he was freestyling, and then me and him just started vibing, and we just formed a group. It was an organized rhyme. That was the first group I had, and then went from that. I met the kids that I was with Confidential. I was with Confidential for probably I would say from 96 to 2003, like we had that run where we got, we formed a super group almost with like two different groups. Lefty, Lefty, right?
Oh, Big Left?
Yeah, Big Left.
Yep,
Big Left was part of this other group called Camp Illico at that time. And then I knew Lefty. I met Lefty like at a car wash somewhere, and we were bullshitting. And I was like, yo, I got my crew, you got your crew, let's go do a record. We went to the studio in Jamaica, Queens. We knocked out a joint. It came out so fire. We were like a crazy little Wu-Tang, There was like
Word.
6 of us or whatever. And then we were like, yo, we should do an album. Then we just started recording. And then people were just really digging, the styles, because everybody was different. Everybody's video, everybody's voice, everybody's image, but we all sounded dope on a record. And we just started, we put a CD together. We started handing that shit out. We pressed up like 10,000 CDs. We hit everywhere. And we just created such a huge buzz that, we wind up landing our first record deal was in 99 with Black Round Virgin.
Okay.
And the crazy shit was you remember Queen Latifah?
Yeah.
She had a talk show at the time, like on Channel 9 or some shit. So one guy was like, yo, you guys got to go on this show. They doing something on white rappers, whatever. So we went on the show, and I was in the audience. And I'm like, yo, I'm getting on the air, bro. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm going to get on the air somehow.
Yeah.
You know how it is. You get there,
yeah.
you're like, yo, we're going to beast our way onto the shit somehow, And Fat Joe, Slick Rick, everybody was on that panel. Like, they were like guests on the show. And some came up, and some girl was like, downplaying white kids rapping, like, oh, they should not rap and whatever. So I got my hand up. I just kept my hand up for like fucking 10 minutes. And so they came over, and Latifah came over, and she let me spit, and I spit a fucking verse right there. And that commercial break, they came over, took our demo, and they called us the next morning, and we were signed 3 days later, bro. We sat with Jimmy Henchman. The next day, Jimmy Henchman, if anybody knows him, he's like some Haitian, crazy, hooked up Haitian dude in jail forever. But, but he was the A&R at Blackground, so he brought us to Barry Hankerson. He signed our deal. The guy was like, yo, we're leaving Friday for L.A. I want to sign a contract signed before then. We were like, all right, boom. We signed it like an idiot, like real fast. Boom, we signed contracts. And we wound up doing a lot of great things, but we had a better deal that 2 days later, bro, Jimmy Iovine calls and wants to sign us fucking Interscope. 2 days later.
Wow.
We wanted to shoot ourselves in the face, but what are you going to do? It was what it was,
Was this around the time like Eminem was blowing up?
Yo, just when Eminem started, bro, we would have been signed right with him, probably doing every freaking tour with him. It would have been, God knows where the hell we would have been at that time, but it just didn't happen that way. Do
you think this was like a thing where the labels now, because of the success of Eminem, they were kind of like looking for other white rappers to sign and push?
Well, the good thing about, I don't know if you've ever seen, did you ever see that documentary that went with Jimmy Iovine and Dre? It came out like a couple of years ago, a year ago. So. But if you ever look it up, Jimmy Iovine was so into finding people that had their own style and their own shit already, and just like multiplying it with money. Like, all right, you guys what you want to do? That's your realm. That's your style. Okay, run with it. That he saw us, and we were like 5 kids, Italian. We had the whole mob thing going, and he was gonna let us almost have our own label, pretty much, and do what we wanted to do. So we were fighting so hard to try to get off that label. And it's just, just like Eminem was like, the crazy whatever, and Dre made a style with him, and that was it.
Yep.
And if you look at everything he's done after that, he signed people that were like, they knew, their lane, like Limp Bizkit, fucking Kid Rock, it was just, they didn't want to figure it out. They were like, they already have it figured out. Let's just put the money behind them and give them the platform. And it just would have been so dope for us. But, took us another way.
Yeah. It just seems like at that time, there was a lot of like white rappers popping up. I remember different, some skilled, some not so much, you know what I'm saying? But it was, I think like Diddy had a dude for a while. I remember it popped up for a brief period of time. He was trying to push. Nah, I don't really.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember exactly who you're talking about, but I don't remember his name.
Yeah. He was on a couple like R&B remixes and shit like that. Yeah. But so that didn't work out. Now, were you signed with Queen Latifah at all, or you just got that shot on her show?
Well, this is what happened. So she became our manager, and we signed to Black Brown Virgin. Okay. So we were on that. We did a lot of soundtracks, like Romeo Must Die. We had a couple songs on there that were huge. We wanted to, I think, double platinum with that record. Nice. Being on there, it was in the movie. Joe Silver, the producer, loved it. He put it in there. He took other music for us for The Matrix. We were on all these like soundtracks, and we were like, all right, what do we do? So like what's going on? Then when Aaliyah passed away, that whole label went down tubes. If you remember, she died in the plane crash,
right.
And that was Barry Hankerson's niece, and that was their premier artist. So Latifah just said, "Yo, man, we're gonna take these guys, on our own label, Flavor Unit." So we wind up. She took me and Grizz Rock.
Yep.
She took us and put us on her group, which is called The Unit. It was like a super group of her own. It was her, me, Grizz, and like 6 other guys from different groups. And we toured with her across the country, signed to Flavor Unit EMI, and we had an album, we put an album out, and we toured all over the place. And it was great. We had an awesome time. It was probably like a year or two of that, recording in California. We stayed in California like for months, We met everybody from Will Smith to this one to Tyree. We were in the studio with everybody. And it was just insane. Me and Grizz were like all over the fucking place. But, and then she got nominated for Chicago. She got into the acting, and then it kind of just fell off. She was like, listen, guys, everybody. She let everybody kind of do their own thing. And then, I went and started, like I had my daughter, and, and Grizz went his way, and everybody, kind of just said, yo, we got to get back to life a little bit, because it was like a roller coaster. You know how this shit is.
Yeah, of course.
It's like up and down, up and down.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. Yeah. Now, were you just said you were touring when Queen Latifah was managing you. Were you rocking shows before that, like around New York and maybe on the East Coast?
Oh yeah, we were doing tons of stuff here. Like we pretty much performed, anywhere we could. Like if we were in Philly, we were in New York, we were in Pennsylvania, anywhere we could get a show, we were doing that, and we were just pushing our own stuff. Even though me and Chris were also on the Flavor Unit thing, we were still pushing Confidential, which was our group. So we were kind of repping Confidential on that like super group thing, and it was like a compilation almost. And so before that, we were pushing hard with Confidential and performing and getting on anything we could. But Latifah gave us a little bit more of a platform. We were on like the NFL show. We're on Soul Train. We performed at the Apollo. It was crazy.
Yeah,
like we
dope.
were on anything hot that you could possibly think of, man. They opened the door for her. So we were on there and repping and making connections all over. Like Khaled was DJing at the radio station. He wasn't even DJ Khaled at the time when we were in the radio station in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
But it was, we were just making connects. You know how it is. You just grinding. And then, life hits you in the face, and then you stop and you go on work, and you're doing this, and you're doing that, and we're doing this. Then we come back to it, and then later on, when Grizz went and did the rock stuff, because he wasn't doing the rock stuff then. He went and started doing the rock stuff, and I started back up doing the rap. Again, when I met my man Suits, which is Trackateering Music, which is my other partner and then there was like another, thrust up.
Yeah.
We winded up, you know what it is, videos, YouTube. That's when that all started. So you know what it was. You had to feed the machine.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, you dropped a lot of videos. You got a ton of videos.
Yeah, because you know what it is. People watch a video and then they watch a cat jump off a fucking tree. That's it. So you got to go back. You know what it is, right or wrong, right? You know
yeah, you're right, man.
The attention span is retarded.
Yo, back to Confidential real quick. Did you guys actually drop an official album when you had that deal or no?
No, we recorded tons of joints, bro. With Battle Cat, all the biggest known producers, Timberland.
Damn.
We had so much music, bro, that we never even dropped. Like we have probably 1,000 songs, bro, that we talk about it today. We're like, yo, I'm gonna put all them shits up to to iTunes and all
you
that.
should.
We have so much material, it's ridiculous.
What was it like being in the studio with some producers like that, at that level?
Let me tell you, man. Like, when we go in and there's so many, like we do it so much. You do it so much. I do it so much. Like when you get in with somebody like that's doing it, like and been doing it for like huge artists, they're so like they have their own little like way and their zone. They come in. One guy, he had candles everywhere and he's smoking and his fucking incense going. And you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, what do we do? We here to make a song. Like, what are you doing? And like, you have a beat, and they're like, nah, we're going to make it right now. And I'm like, what do you mean you're going to make it right now? And then they just start playing shit, adding stuff, and then, a beat comes together, and then all of a sudden we're writing to it, we rap to it, and then we go and come back, and it's like so much stuff added in between, live instruments. Like, it was just probably one of the most amazing processes, like to see these people, like they wanted to vibe with you a little and then make something that fits the vibe and you and the style. And it was just, even Tank, I don't know if you know the singer Tank.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Dude,
yeah,
he was on our label too. So he was just nobody too. He just got signed and we called Tank. We're like, Tank, come up and do a hook. And he came in and did some opera shit that you never think he would even do. He sounded like he was 7 people on this one record with Battle Cat. Yo, I swear to God, it was like the most amazing record. you know, and we're like looking at this dude like, how do you sound like 50 fucking people right now? You know, it's just crazy.
Wow, yeah.
But just talent, man.
Yeah, you guys were at that level where it's like, for me, for example, I go to the studio, I got the beats, I got everything ready to go. Like at that level, they're like, nah, we're just gonna do it here. I'd be like, yo, aren't you worried about the money? Like you're paying for the studio time. I got to get as much done as I can. They're like, nah, don't worry about it. It's all good.
Yeah, but you know why? Because our label, you know, we didn't know. We're like, yeah, we got Chung King Studio, which is like the fucking most expensive studio in Manhattan. We had the gold room for like a month. Like, we're just going in there, we're hanging out, we're recording, we're ordering food, we're chilling, you know, fucking, you know, it was crazy because, you know, to go backwards, we're in the Queen Latifah show. Fat Joe, when we were trying to get on, Fat Joe was like in the Bronx. So we're trying to get him our records left and right. We're sliding it under his door at his house. We're going crazy, right? We're sneaking into Jimmy's Bronx Cafe on like Hurricane Relief Night, and we're fucking handing it out. And he was like, he stopped us. He's like, yo, who's the guy whose brother lives in my apartment building? I was like, yo, that's my brother. Sorry. You know, he's like, he slides your shit under my door every day. I'm like, yo, we're trying to get on, you know? Like, yo, it is what it is. And I remember, like, he took a CD that night, didn't call us, didn't listen. Fast forward to the Latifah show. He's sitting on the fucking thing. He comes over. He goes, yo, you guys again. Yo, let me get a CD before I leave. Leaves without getting the CD, right? We're like, yo, this fucking guy is just blowing us off, right? And then fast forward, we're in the Chung King Gold Room, right? And we get a phone call from the lady in the front. She's like, hey, you know, Fat Joe is in the little room downstairs, and he wants to know if you guys could come down and talk to him. So we're like, what the hell? Fat Joe's here? You know, like, so we go to his studio, and his joint is like the size of my fucking living room, right? And we're in the big room upstairs, right? And he said, sit down, man. I want to tell you guys something. We're like, yo, what's up? And he's like, yo, I'm an asshole. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you're not an asshole. He's like, yeah, I'm an asshole. He goes, I had your CD like 8,000 times, and I didn't ever listen to the shit. He goes, and now you guys are up there in this room over there, and I'm in this room. And he said, he goes, I'll never do that shit again. When people give me something, I'm going to listen. And we wind up becoming so good friends then. And we hung out with him like every freaking weekend at Jimmy's with Pun and everyone. Like, we were with them more than anybody. And, yo, it's just insane how that shit turned around like that. It was just so crazy.
Word.
You know?
Yeah, that must have been dope. That's a dope experience. How you know you got to see Pun too. I mean, a legend, one of my favorite MCs, and you were right there.
Yo, amazing, bro. He was like, it was terrible though, because like he would be sitting there falling asleep, like you're talking to him, fall asleep. Felt so bad for him. You know, he was really big, man, and he'd be like, yeah, boom. You know, he'd just go out,
really,
sleep. You know, he had that like narcoleptic,
really,
called, where
I didn't know that.
He'd fall asleep. Yeah, like he would, and then he performed. Like 5 minutes later, they bring him on stage. And they're doing all the, you know, Terror Squad stuff, and he's sitting in the chair, and he's just rapping, but like rapping like 2 lines, like and everybody else finish it, and then everybody else finish it, because he just couldn't breathe, bro.
Yeah.
Could not breathe.
Yeah, damn shit,
you know?
man.
Sad, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, man, going way too soon,
so
man.
fucking talented.
Yeah. Did you ever do any shows like overseas during this time, like outside the country?
No, man, no. That I've never done, man. I've always had, you know, I've always had my stuff out there, and you know, I've done so many collaborations with people from all over the world, but never did any shows overseas. We had a few things in the works. Then the COVID thing happened.
Yeah,
Johnny is actually, you know, working on something with Italy right now, and we had another guy in France, Sam, that was working on a big show. But a lot of that stuff went south, you know, with all this craziness. You know, who the hell wants to go anywhere right now?
No, I mean, especially foreign travel. I mean, it's definitely not appeal. Yeah. It's not very appealing to, I don't think, anybody.
Well, speaking of collabs,
there's a lot.
Go ahead, bro.
No. I was saying, you know, that it's something I want to do though, because there's a lot of stuff, you know, Canada, a lot of places that look into to do some shows, and it would be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, huge scene still to this day. I mean, obviously pre-COVID, but I got a lot of friends, and I'm sure you know people too that consistently go to other countries, and I mean, a lot of the time the reception there is better than it is in our own country.
Yeah, because they're more for the art over there.
Yeah,
over here,
I
it's
agree.
like jump on the bandwagon, man. Everybody just jumps on whatever.
Yeah. So you started up Trackateering Records, your indie label with your partner, Suits, right?
Yep.
So how did that come about?
So me and Suits wind up meeting. It was probably around 2003 or 4. Like I said, it was right after the Latifah shit. I wound up buying a gas station in Connecticut. I was like just getting into like a business. I was like, yo, I got to give this shit a break, because it was just, you know what it is. You just constant grinding. So let me get some financial shit popping right. I can't be out doing dumb shit no more. I got kids now. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I can't do that no more. I was like, so let me go get some, business going. And then I winded up, my father, his friend is a singer, like Sinatra singer, and he was singing at this restaurant where Suits was running. So I wind up going there, and he introduced me. He's like, yo, you guys got to meet. He does music. You do the rapping. He does the music, one of those. And it was like, as soon as we hit, it was like words and music, bro. It just sparked everything back up. And we just started banging joints out, bro, left and right. And then we started on the video tip, and we started making noise. We were in Cali, we were in Atlanta. We took a trip out to Cali. We were everywhere, just again vibing. Trying to make connections here, there. We went down to Block Entertainment because they saw one of my videos and they loved my shit. So we went down to see Block. We were down there. Then we shot over here, shot over there, and then like all of a sudden we're at all these labels again. And we're just doing the thing, hitting Jive Records, going here, A&Rs that loved us for trying to sell the idea. It was just weird, man, because so talented, so much shit ready to go. Everything is done. It's not like you got to give us anything. You just really got to put us out. But people didn't really know what to do with it. They're like, it's different, but it's so what everybody's talking about. But it's actually Italian kids doing it. And now what do we do? And I don't know. And you know what I mean? It's like, it was just retarded, bro. It was like nuts. And we were visualizing it so well because I was like, these people are stupid. We got to visualize it. So that's why I was so big on the videos, visual, mm-hmm. because people are watching it and they got to understand it, and just like, and then wind up sparking me the TV show.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Yeah. Tell us about that. Tell us about the G thing, the reality TV show.
Yeah, so then all of a sudden I'm sitting home one day and the A&R, Aunt Rich, was an A&R for Jive Records. He calls me. He's in Cali. He's like, he goes, I got a meeting, man. I just had a meeting with a TV producer, and I had nothing to show him. He's like, so I just busted your video out. Right? So I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. And, I'm sorry. I skipped a step. So now me and Suits wind up fucking running into Wyclef, right?
I was going to ask you about that too, yeah.
Yeah, so my boy shooting his video in Little Italy in the little church over there, like for Haiti something, foundation. So he's like, Clef wants to meet you. And I'm like, what do you mean Clef wants to meet? What the fuck are you talking about? He's like, he saw the video Got It Guy that my boy did. My boy, the director.
Yeah,
was
great
like,
video. Great video.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I showed him Got It Guy, and my mom, he's like, Clef watched that shit 30 times in a row, bro. He kept making me bring it back. I'm like, really? So I go down there. So now we're like, we're going to see Wyclef. This is crazy. It's another like legend. You know what I mean? Like that we grew up on. And when I got in the church, my man showed me so much love, bro. He was like, he goes, let me just tell you. He was like, when I saw your video, I reminded me when I heard Eminem for the first time. And I'm like, really? I'm like, wow. This big words coming out of this guy's mouth. Right? He goes, dude, you rep your culture, bro. Like Pun rep Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
I rep Haitians. And he goes, I love it, man. He goes, and I want to be involved somehow. And I'm like, really? So I'm like, holy shit. So we left there, like, we're like floating now. We're like, yo, Wyclef wants to manage us and jump in on the managing side with him and his sister. And then they started like managing us, bringing us here, bringing us there. And we're, you know, that's right exact same time when the Aunt Rich calls me from California, right? So now I tell them, I'm like, yo, this dude showed my video to some producer and he wants to meet my whole family down at their office in New York. Like, we got to go down there. And they're like, all right. So now Aunt Rich sets it up. So we go down to to New York City, right? Me, my father, my uncle, my cousins, my wife, everybody. We all roll down there now. And I'll never forget it. We walk into the fucking lobby of Paradigm. It's called Paradigm Productions or whatever. So we walk in there and we're like, and the guy was like, oh, it's next door. So we're like, the security guard, he's like, oh, it's next door. So I was like, all right. So we go next door and it's a restaurant next door. So I came back and I was like, nah, we're here for the production meeting with Paradigm. And they're like, oh shit, I thought you guys were going to a restaurant because we all looked the way we look. They thought we were going to the restaurant because my uncle's in the suit, everybody's in the suit. They thought we were going to a party or something. Right. So we go upstairs and we sit down. Now there's this freaking humongous TV screen, like, probably like 20 feet long, like screen. And there's this guy and this other director and all this shit in California on there. And it's a huge conference room. And the head, I forgot his fucking name, the head of Jive Records was there with Aunt Rich. And, all my guys, white class people, all that stuff, we're all sitting there. And I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. There's like 30 of us in a conference room. So we start going around the table. I'm introducing everybody. This is my uncle. This is Mikey Knuckles. This is Johnny Thursday. This is this one. This is my cousin Anthony, Ralphie. My wife, this one now, Suits. And they're just like, yo, what's your fucking lawyer's number? Like, yo, we want to do a deal. We want to do a TV show. And I was like, all right. So my manager gave him the info. And Jive Records was like, and we want to do a deal too. So give us the number. So boom. So I was like, oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Right? So now we get out of there, and I go to my manager. I'm like, listen, do the fucking TV deal first before you do the record deal. I said, because if we get on TV, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yep.
So don't negotiate TV shit first, then we'll negotiate the record deal. Thank God I did that shit, bro, because as we're negotiating and ready to shoot, Jive Records gets absorbed by RCA, right? So if I would have signed to them, I would have been stuck on that fucking, that whole merger, right? So that's why in the TV show, if you watch, it starts that we start in Trackateering Music, the record label, because the Jive Records deal fell through. And you see Aunt Rich, if you watch the first episode, Aunt Rich is in the studio telling me the merger happened and the deal's on hold. So we start Trackateering Music. So that's how we wind up starting Trackateering Music. Is when the record deal fell through and we said, fuck it, we got a reality show to fuel this, let's do it,
So how was filming the actual reality show? Tell us about that.
Oh, it was great, bro. It was, honestly, like, you got to get used to fucking 30, 40 people in your house and shit like that. It was like insane, with all the people going on. But, I got all my cousins and boys' paychecks, bro, for chilling.
Word, man. I need that shit. So let's start up a reality show.
I'm like, all right, my cousin needs 1,000 a week. He needs 1,000 a week. This one needs 1,500 a week. I need 5,000 a week. That's what it was, bro. We got a $2.something million reality show deal.
Oh, damn,
it was insane. It was insane. It was awesome. We had such a great time doing it. There was bidding wars on the show, which if we can go back, I might have made a move differently. That could have probably catapulted it different. But VH1 wanted it for a pilot, which was just one episode. A&E wanted one episode. And like two other things wanted one episode or 3 episodes. And then Fuse was like, yo, we'll give you 6. And then no, we'll up it to 8. And it was more of a season. It was music. It was MSG. So we kind of went with that. And that's why we went with that. But if I look back, maybe I do VH1 and we do the one episode, we might have blew up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the
You would have just sent him the pilot pretty much, right? Because you recorded 6 ahead of time, or that was after.
Well, yeah, no, they would have just released the one, and if it got great views, then they would have upped to a season, right? So
yep.
when we did Fuse, we shot 8 episodes, you know, so we got more money, we got more airtime, but the flip side was didn't have as many viewers on that channel as an E&E or a fucking VH1.
Yeah.
You know?
So ultimately what happened, actually I want to ask you too, was it, so if you could talk about it, was it like scripted or how did that work? Because I know some reality shows are scripted.
So the way reality is, the reality shows are, and they're all the same, and don't let anybody tell you anything different, is fucking, you know, they're like, all right, you know, we're gonna go here and you know, we have to do this when we go there. Like, we have to get this done, or, you know, and I was involved in a lot of behind the scenes stuff because I knew my family. So I'm like, listen, man, if you put us on the golf course and you add wine, shit's going to get fucked up. So just put us over there, you know? And, you know, so if we got to meet this guy, put us over there. You know, we're going to be way out of our freaking, you know, our comfort zone, and you're going to get good TV. You know, So that's the kind of stuff that happened. It wasn't like, hey, we're going to say this and we're going to do that. Nah. But if you got some genius shit that happened, like, you had to tie it to the next thing that happened. So, like, then that's where that other weird stuff came in, where it was like, all right, you know, so you get a phone call and say you got to go see Joey because you guys went to see Joey. So how do we get you to see Joey? You know what I mean? So that's where that stuff went. So just more of like reality of linking. Like, they would tell me, they'd be like, listen, just go over here, and at the end of the day, mention that we got to, you know, go see this guy.
Yes.
And then I would do that, but everything else nobody would know. Like my pops and my uncle and them didn't know they were going to hip hop. Like, they came, I was like, we're meeting here for lunch at Patsy's in Harlem. They showed up, and the bus came up, and then they just took them. You know what I mean? And then that's what happened. Dougie Fresh took them all around. It was crazy, bro. It was just dope because it really is a fucking awesome way. Like, the show, if we were somewhere else, man, that show would have so much legs, you know?
Yeah, no, so ultimately it's just, you did what, one season?
Yeah, we did one season, and then basically the network got sold. The network got sold. So, like, us, Billy on the Street, even Insane Clown Posse had their show. A few other people had
Lords
their
of
show
Brooklyn.
on the
Lords
network.
of Brooklyn had one too, I think, on Fuse.
Yes, the Brooklyn Way. That was on there. All those shows kind of went, you know, they're still online. Like, you go to fuse.tv or whatever, you could watch the whole season. But what happened is, I think Diddy bought it, or no, he had Revolt, and J-Lo bought J-Lo outbid him and turned it, you know, they sold it. So all the fucking shows kind of just went off, which is, you know, it's crazy.
Yeah, so after that, you were just like, it's time to move on. You didn't have any aspirations to continue doing television?
Yeah, you know, the producer wanted to, you know, jump in and do something else, and we were doing it. But, you know, I was like, you know what, man, to go through this whole shit again, you know, shoot a pilot and shop it. I was like, yo, man, I got to get my shit going. You know, I got stuff I got to do, you know, so I just couldn't at that point, you know, I was just like, man, I got to, you know, get my finances, you know, consistent.
Yeah.
You know, you can make a chunk of money and then that money's going to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, your bills are coming in. And then what do? And then you got to go and chase it again for 6 months with no, you know, like scraping, and then get a chunk of money again. You know, like, unless you have like millions of dollars in the bank, like all these other guys do, or the labels, you know, like, they keep feeding you that money. It's, you know, it's not an easy thing to just keep chasing without making money, though. You know?
Yeah. No, you absolutely, man. You got to have some kind of
you got to worry about
backup plan. You got to have money in the bank. Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. Especially if you got kids.
You know?
And,
great.
Now you got one a really dope video and song, the 10 Mob Commandments joint, and you got Vincent Pastore in there.
Yeah.
How'd you link up with him and the Sopranos people and all that?
Yeah, so the crazy shit is, like, you know, I have Soprano tattooed on my arm.
Right. I noticed that.
You know, yeah, kids used to call me Soprano. He was, Soprano, it's here. You know, like, when I used to to chill with him all day, and he'd be like, call me Tony Soprano all the time. I was the only motherfucking, white Italian guy anywhere in freaking 900 miles from where we were, So it was like, and I used to pull up, and I'd be look the way I look. Like I don't go there. I'm looking like an Italian kid with a chain hanging down and Jaguar and rims, and they thought I was fucking crazy. But I was just like, that was me. So I tattooed it on my arm like, fucking nut job, right? So then as we're Queen Latifah and we're touring, we're doing the first single video in Newark, and I'm like, I want to get one of the Sopranos or something in the video. Like I'm gonna make that happen. And I did it myself. Like I reached out to my boy Louis, Louis Lombardi.
We just had him on. Shout out to Louis, man.
Yeah, Ducky.
Yeah.
So I called Ducky. Actually, Shark. I'm with Shark because Shark's with me in California. Through this whole time that I'm signed to Black Crown Virgin, Shark came out and stayed with me, with us for months. He was with us, right? So we're chilling with Shark, hanging out, doing our thing, and Shark's like, yo, Ducky's out here, let's call him. So I called Ducky with Shark. Shark brings us, and we're hanging with Ducky in the mall, like fucking eating Sbarros and shit.
Louis loves pizza.
Yeah, so we're hanging out with him, and he calls Vinny on the phone because I'm like, I want to get one of, Vinny or something on the thing. He's like, yeah, call him right now. He calls him on the cell. He gives me the cell. Boom, I'm on the phone with Vinny Pastore, right?
Word.
That easy. And we start bullshitting. He's like, yeah, whatever, I'll come, whatever, So we go out there to shoot the video. So Stevie, who's Vinny's driver, shows up with Vinny, and they come in the trailer, and boom, we just became friends from that day. From that day on, we were cool as fuck. He was in the video with me, and all the Soprano stuff that was happening, I winded up, I even met Frank Vincent. My boy was in Target, and Frank Vincent sitting online. Rest in peace for Frank, right? So he's online, and my boy calls me and says, yo, the fucking white-haired dude from Casino and shit is in front of me. I'm like, what? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. He wasn't even on Sopranos at the time. And I was like, yo, go up to him, tell him that your boy wants to put him in the video. He goes right up to him on the line. He gets his phone number for me. I call him. I send him the copy of the video of Vinny in, because I told him Vinny was in my last one.
Yep.
He was like, yo, I'll do it. He came and was in a confidential video that never came out, which I'm gonna release that shit soon too on YouTube.
Yeah, you gotta do
dope,
it.
man. Yeah, do that.
It's dope as fuck with for Frank Vincent in it. And then after that, I started going to all the Soprano shit, because that was when Sopranos was popping. Like I was at all the parties, I performed at all the parties, got a guy, I performed that shit at all the Soprano parties. And that's how it happened. And then Vinny was just my boy after that. I'm like, yo, I'm doing another video. He's like, all right. And he just came through. He was just one of those guys that was just, chilling. And he was in the show too. I put him in the show as well. So he's in the video, and he was in the season finale of G-Team,
Yeah, man, that's dope. I mean, they seem like they're really cool guys. Like a lot of the cast of The Sopranos, like just down to earth people, And it's one of my favorite shows, one of Rob's favorite shows.
Well.
He watches it to this day, fucking all the time.
COVID probably 10 times from season 1, episode 1 pilot to the end, probably 9 or 10 times.
One of the greatest shows ever.
Absolutely, bro.
The best.
When I had the COVID shit, bro, I watched the whole shit over again when I was sitting in the room.
And it never gets boring. I've watched it so much, like stupid amount.
Yeah.
And you still see things. I still laugh at the same fucking old scenes and shit like that. It's dope. It's a great show. Everybody definitely played their part. Oh, the best.
Yeah.
When you linked up with Vincent Pastore, was this after the Sopranos had ended?
Yeah, no, this is because he might have just got killed off after we did our video, because he was still big pussy when we dropped. I believe he was still big pussy when we dropped Hater Proof video, which he was in with me with Latifah, and he wound up getting movie roles with Latifah after that. And he thanked me for that shit. He put me on his show, and he had that satellite XM radio show.
Yep.
yeah, he brought me on there, and he goes, yo, I never told you this, but thank you. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I got roles from FIFA after that, meeting you, going to your video shoot. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's what's up. I didn't even know that he got it all from there. But, and Frank Vincent got on Sopranos from my video shoot because I had one of the casting directors at my video shoot that Frank Vincent was there.
Wow.
And I said, yo, how you don't have this fucking guy in Sopranos? And he was like, oh, because he's so known from all these other movies, that was the reason they stayed away from him. But then all of a sudden, boom, he was in the next season. And I was like, that's fucking awesome.
You're doing it big, man. If you had the casting director from The Sopranos at your video shoot, you were definitely doing some things. That's dope.
Yeah, and the crazy shit. Networking, man. I can't stress it enough.
Oh, I agree.
Anybody listening, bro, it's all about networking.
Yeah, man. 100.
How I met the casting director was my wife was working at a sunglass place in Garden State Mall with this woman who was running the store, who was friends with the casting director. That's how I got in with him. Like, it just
networking.
Yeah, small world too.
Yeah.
You might know somebody that knows somebody. They got a guy. What I'm saying?
Yo, it ain't a fucking song, bro.
It's fucking hard.
Real.
Yo,
that's exactly how.
Did you ever have any maybe aspirations to try to get on the show? Because I think you probably would have played a good character.
Well, I was actually an extra in one of the shows.
Oh, word!
It's mad funny. Yeah, I was in the one where they were at the Crazy Horse, and I was dancing with Meadow. If you go back,
we're gonna watch that. We're gonna have to.
You see me briefly. You see me briefly, and the funniest shit is Meadow was sick as a fucking dog, bro. While we were filming, she was like wiping her nose. It was all red. And she's like, I feel like shit. I got the flu.
Great. You got to make it.
And we're sitting there dancing, and she was with her boyfriend, Finn, the dude Finn.
Yeah.
And it was the episode where Tony ran into her at the thing, like, what the hell are you doing here? Like he was doing his thing, and he didn't know she was there. It was that episode. And, yo, if you guys love Sopranos, bro, let me tell you, I'm sitting there when I first got to the set. That Crazy Horse. First of all, Adriana looked fucking just as hot as she was in the day. I'm talking to her.
Yeah.
And freaking all of a sudden we're watching the scene play out of Meadow talking to Finn after we were dancing. She pulls aside and they doing the scene. And who's standing right next to me? Fucking James Gandolfini, right?
Big Jim.
Yeah. I was just going to ask you that.
Shit. I was like, holy shit. Hey, man, what's up, bro? I'm a big fan, James. And he's like, thanks. And my man looked like he fucking was begging for change outside. He had a huge beard, like a scruffy, weird beard, a freaking red bandana tied on backwards on his head. He goes, jean shorts ripped with a fireman t-shirt, standing there, and I'm like, holy, I can't believe this is fucking Tony Soprano right now, right? So we're talking and we're just bullshitting. He was just real like, hey, how you doing? How are you? Shook my hand. And then he left, like, to go get ready. And we're doing all this shit, so we're all paying attention because we're just dying to see what's going on, right? So fucking, when I tell you a couple hours later, my man comes through the door. It was like Godzilla came in, bro. He had his hair slicked back, clean shaved, fucking 90-foot cigar, the shirt, the pants, and he's standing at the top of the stairs, lighting cigar, bro, like he was getting into character like a bull. He was like saying he was like doing all these weird noises, kicking shit, and then they were like, action. He's like, hey man, what the fuck are you doing here? Yo, it was the most insane transformation I've ever seen in my entire life.
I seen stuff about that. Me and Chris watched a couple of videos. I think it might have been Netflix or Amazon or something, and they showed, or actually probably was HBO, but they showed he has a real big transformation when he gets into character. Like you brought up the kick in. He was like beat the shit out of the side of a car or something.
The other thing he would do too is
he was like a bull.
Yeah. The other thing he would do too is, like, I think maybe like a month or so before they started filming again, he would go make it a point to go down to like Little Italy and go to places where, there were certain people that he could get like a vibe off that and bring himself back into that character.
Oh, he was the best Tony Soprano anybody could ever.
Oh, amazing!
He
is Tony.
Like
amazing.
nobody would ever play that fucking role like him, bro. Impossible. Like, you know, the balding, the hair, the bigness, you know, like he'd look like a teddy bear and then he'd strangle you.
Yeah.
Like, it was just fucking perfect.
Yeah,
know?
man. Yeah, he just one of the best actors of all time.
For sure.
And that role is, I don't know if there's anything better ever, to be honest with you, on TV.
That whole cast is incredible.
Yeah. Oh, the whole cast is amazing.
Incredible.
It was just so good, man. It was just best fucking show on television. You know?
Did you get to meet Tony Sirico by any chance? Paulie Walnuts?
Yeah, I wind up meeting him, but after, like at the Soprano Con, just like a year ago.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
but he didn't look too well.
Yeah, he's older now.
He had cancer and
stuff,
really? So he was, you know, he looks like, you know, he's been through it, and you know, like you know, I wish I would have met him when he was at his strongest, but you know, I did meet him that day.
I think he left early the show, didn't he? Maybe, I don't know.
What do you mean left early?
I don't know if he finished the actual whole the Soprano Con.
Well, I don't know.
Because
he was
Con.
He was like,
he had a long line, bro. A lot of people were going to see him.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, but he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't. Johnny Sachs was there.
Oh, okay.
I met all those guys. You know, I met all the other ones that weren't at the Soprano Con, like the big ones, like Bobby Bacala. You know, I met him. I met, you know, Sylvia. I met all those guys. Stephen Van Zandt. I met those guys before at the parties, but Soprano Con didn't have the big ones, like the big ones. You know.
Oh, so you were getting invited to the Sopranos parties and everything.
That would have been fucking dope back then, man.
For the premieres, bro. I was performing at them, bro. They loved me. They thought I was crazy because I had that on my arm.
Yeah.
They were like, "Yo, you're fucking nuts."
Well, it paid off, man.
David Chase came over. He was like, "You are insane." He looked at my arm and he said, "You're fucking crazy."
It fucking worked.
Oh, it definitely did. That must be a great experience. I've never been to one, but you know, I want to go now after all this COVID shit's over. It must be a great experience.
I think last year the Soprano Con.
Yeah,
that was the last one. Was last year? It was the first one, I believe.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
I think it was the 2020 anniversary. And,
really?
Yeah, they had actually a tour from out here. They did
that's
like packages.
right. That's right.
Shout out to Bruce Osha.
Yeah. GQ.
Yeah, GQ Barbershop.
Yeah, they were gonna do my movie con, which I was gonna do.
Oh,
they were
word.
gonna have Sopranos, and they were doing it in Atlantic City. I was going, everything was done. It was right when COVID happened. It was supposed to be in, I think, end of March or April, and it got canceled.
Oh, that would have been hard. So what is all the mob movie characters, like they'll separate them from other Goodfellas? I mean, even though they
it would have been fucking Scarface, Goodfellas, anything.
Hell yeah.
They were doing them all. They'll do it.
That would have
Once
been dope.
this is over, they'll do it again.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
That would be sick. Now, G, you worked with Carmine Gotti in Rough Riders. Was that on his album?
Well, Carmine Gotti, so another funny ass story, right? So I'm in the middle of shooting Crew movie, which was a movie I like my own movie that I wrote and produced with the guy who did Got a Guy video. Me and this kid Jesus R.
Oh, dope.
We shot our own movie. I'm sitting in a police station, right, in Greenberg over here. I'm sitting in the interrogation room doing a scene, and the fucking phone rings, right, in the middle of a take. And the phone's ringing in the fucking in the box, right? It's ringing, and we're like, "Why is the phone ringing?" So the lieutenant goes over, he picks it up because he's there chilling, watching us, and he's like, "Hello?" And he's like, "Hold on, is that G fella here?" So I'm like, "Who the fuck is calling me at the police station? Like, who even knows that I'm in here right now?"
Yeah.
Right? So it's Grizz. Grizz is on the phone. He's like, "Yo, G, I know you're filming over there, but I'm in Rough Rider Studio and Carmine Gotti's here, and D&Y wants you to come because they want you to write, you know, and do writing for his album and stuff." I'm like, "Yo, Grizz, I'm in the middle of fucking shooting a movie, bro. I can't go now." You know, like, I was like, "Yo, tell him, you know, I'll call him tomorrow." You know, whatever. So I hang up the phone. I'm like, "Yo, that's fucking crazy." Like, Carmine Gotti, you know, all this other shit. I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, this is dope. Maybe I'll do it, you know? So I hang up the phone, finish shooting. It's like 4 a.m. I'm driving back from Queens, dropping off one of the guys that was shooting with us. And I hit Suits earlier. I'm like, "Suits, send me like a joint that I could do like that he does to his grandfather. You know, like things ain't been the same since you've been away, like type thing."
Yep.
So he sends me the beat while I'm filming, right? And so on the drive home, I'm coming over the fucking Triborough, whatever, Whitestone, whatever I'm coming over. I throw the beat on, and I write this song coming home. Like, in fucking 35 minutes, I wrote this song about, like, yo, Grandpa, I miss you. Mom and Grams miss you. You know, like, I did the whole thing, like, about, like, him talking to his grandfather. So I get home, go to sleep, wake up at, like, 10 o'clock in the morning. I go downstairs, I record it, and I go to the studio that night, 7 to 8 o'clock at night. I get to the studio. Carmine's there. Victoria Gotti's there. John Gotti's wife is there, the grandmother. I put the song on, bro. They're crying. The mother's crying. The grandma's crying. You know, oh, my God. You know, like, it was fucking incredible, bro. I don't even know what the hell I channeled, but I did it. They start crying. Carmine goes in, starts, you know, going over it. We're getting him to do it. Like, he heard mine. He's in there trying to rap it. You know, like, we're doing it. You know, then boom. We stayed in there. I must have stayed in there a year with that kid. You know, we recorded probably like 40 joints that I wrote for him. You know, and they never put it. I don't know what happened. They didn't put him out. I don't know what the fuck happened, but it was just incredible. I had that kid sounding like an Italian Fabulous. You know?
Was that around the time Grown Up Gotti was popping off?
No, Grown Up Gotti was after. This was after Grown Up Gotti.
Okay.
The show was over. And I think that might have been what was the problem, because, like, people saw them as, like, you know, like brats and shit like that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, you know, and that was the tough thing. So I was like, you know, I would tell them, man, Carmine, you know, everybody's seeing you like, yo, you know, stealing my hair gel and being like a brat and all that. You know, so now we have to transition you. People got to see you as the rapper. You know, your grandfather is fucking John Gotti, bro. Like, there's no more credibility than that. Like, you got the credibility, bro, so they can all suck it. It don't matter if you were a fucking brat. You just got to say, yo, you know, this, and that. So I did this record, and I wrote his verse, and Styles P jumped on it.
Oh, dope.
And when I tell you, bro, when you hear his verse, yo, isn't that funny? Because, yo, I got to pause for a second and go into this. So at this time, my boy is, like, running with LL Cool J, right? He's, like, this big dude from out here running with LL Cool J. So I send Suits' tracks to my boy. I'm like, yo, give this to L. Trust me, bro. L will love it. Boom. L loves, like, every record that my boy did. Suits. So my boy calls me. He's like, yo, L's writing like 12 joints on Suits' CD. I was like, get the fuck out of here, right? He's like, yo, he wants to come up to your house and record one tonight. I'm like, what?
LL Cool J.
So, fucking LL Cool J
crazy.
goes in with a Phantom in my driveway, bro. I never forget it. Fucking giant white Phantom pulls in my driveway, and freaking LL Cool J steps out of this shit and walks into my basement studio. And he's like, yo, what's up, man? I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, no, I can't even believe you're standing here right now, right? So now he's rapping, he's finishing writing, like in my studio, blasting it. I'm just sitting in the chair looking at Suits. He's looking at me and like, is L really writing in my fucking house right? Like, this is what it was going on.
Wow.
So this is the same exact time I'm doing the John Gotti, the Carmine Gotti shit. So as we finished the record, right, we were like, yo, he's like, can we get a mix on this? I was like, all right, let me call D. So I called D from Rougher. I'm like, yo, D, I got L with me. Can I bring him to the studio in Yonkers? He wants to, you know, get a quick mix on this, to over to 97 or whatever. I was like, he's like, yes, come over. So boom, we shoot with L to Rough Rider Studio now. So we walk up to the studio. It's me, L, D's there, you know, we're all hanging out. L's back in the booth fixing shit, doing this. We wind up doing that. And then we start playing him Carmine stuff. He's like, yeah, we're like, yo, you want to hear this? You know, this time maybe you could jump on one of these Carmine records, you know? So we played a joint with Styles and him. After the joint went off, LL was like, yo, Styles got to do his verse over, bro.
Really?
I was like, why? He goes, yo, you hear what that kid's saying right there? He said, yo, I run with my Uncle John and Petey, so I dare bootlegging my CDs. Like, you know, he's like, you hear what that kid's saying? He goes, Styles got to do something harder, bro. That was crazy. He didn't want to jump on. He was like, yo, I don't know if I want to jump on one of these yet, man. You know, because he was like, the kid's saying too much dope shit, and it's too real. Like, you know, and it was not fucking good, bro. And I'm telling you, like, it was either the image thing or people were scared of it. I don't know what it was, but it was something, and it would have been dope. The kid sounded awesome, doing great. I don't know, you know.
Yeah, man. That was a crazy experience for you. Either way, it's too bad that didn't really pan out, and the album never came out or anything. I vaguely remember hearing about Carmine Gotti like working on an album around that time too.
Yeah, I got all the joints. I still got all the joints, so I mean, they're all my joints. So I got them all with him on them and everything. I'll let you hear them one day when I see you.
Yeah,
and you'll be like, "Yo, he sounded dope." You know?
Man. Yeah, for sure. Now, do you think it was tough? It's still tough being an Italian American hip hop artist, trying to get your message out there, represent the culture and having people understand it.
Absolutely, man. Yo, just ask Shark, bro. Shark was doing it, just as long, bro, or maybe even longer, than what I was doing. And like Shark did everything. Shark did it on the record. Shark was playing everywhere. Shark had street teams, fucking bands. People were just either scared of it. I don't know if the guys at the top were scared of it, or they just didn't know what to do with it. But it was a huge fuck up, man, because like you can't tell me every other rapper was sitting there, in every MTV cribs, Godfather on the wall and talking Italian shit.
Right.
We're the guys that could have put it. We could have made it look even crazier. You know what I mean? Like, and people would have done it. It just needed somebody with balls to put it on a big platform, and I think it would have been it. But it was just a lot of A&Rs and people you had to get through to get there.
Yeah. Well, let me say this too. I'm not Italian, but I grew up in an old school Italian neighborhood. I'm sitting across from an Italian dude. I grew up around a lot that culture, and so it's definitely had an influence on me. And songs like you did, like "Got a Guy." We were talking about this earlier.
Hard.
That's something that we relate to this day. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that we came up saying. And
literally, I got a guy.
Exactly. We really have guys like, we know that. And it's something that I dig personally, not even being Italian. And I think Italian culture has had a big influence on our society, from movies to food to the fascination with certain, so-called alleged groups. And you know what I'm saying? Just
The Italian community kind of let everybody look out for each other, especially back in like an older era.
Yeah,
So like when you were talking about you got a guy with a inspection sticker and all that stuff, that like hit home for me more than anything.
Yeah, it's definitely relative.
Because it's the truth.
Yeah,
bro.
Exactly.
I don't care if you're white, black, Chinese. When someone's like, I need to do this. Oh, I got a guy that does that.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a guy that does this. I got a guy. Oh yeah, I could call someone. I got a guy.
Mm-hmm.
It was something that I was like, we have to fucking, like, I have to visualize this. And that's why that video was like one of my favorites.
Yeah,
because I found a fucking dude. I paid him from freaking Brooklyn with the Steadicam. I said, I want this continuous. I want to run into motherfuckers, and I want to be saying it. And I want it to look like I want it revealed. It was like we put a lot into that, and it came out so perfect.
Yeah, the video was dope.
Exactly
Brilliant.
how I wanted to
it flowed good. Handing off envelopes and and all that. Yeah,
brilliant video. And a shout out to my brother Donnie, D110 up in there, and Scam Dust. I gotta shout them out because they're in the video.
Oh yeah, those guys, I love those guys, bro. I'm telling you, you just met so many great people. If anything, the networking and the meeting and the hooking of people up, like, countless people I've hooked up along the way, like just because I wanted to. Like I never asked for shit. I'm like, yeah, whatever. People hit me up, let's do a record. I do records, bro. I can't do that. Like, I know what it is. I know what it is to be hungry, and I know what it is to have nothing. Like, and then go from that to where I'm telling you these, like the Wyclef thing, right? Wyclef is managing me. I want to say the best and most amazing studio session I've ever had was with Wyclef, right? So now this is in between the show. The show's getting done. All this stuff is happening. And he's like, I'm doing this record, April Showers, like mixtape album, and I want you on the album. So I was like, what's up, right? So we go to Daddy's studio, right? We go over there. And he had that studio like booked for like 6 months. Like he just, it was his, like he was in there, he was doing whatever. So I walk up there, and, I'm not going to go empty handed. So I bring like a whole fucking platter from Arthur Avenue, cigars. We bring everything up in there. So I walk in there, me and Johnny Thursday, we walk in and we were like, yo, what's up? You know, so Clef's there, his brother Sadek is there. This engineer, which I wound up being cool with after, and we hooked up a couple times, straight off the boat from Italy, engineer. All these people are in the studio, which they filmed this whole thing, which my boy Marshall, he's got it, and I'm going to get it from him. I need this footage. So now we're all there and we're hanging out, and we're just bullshitting, talking, and he's playing me records. And then he's like, all right, so he's going through tracks, right? Just like the brothers going through tracks. And Hard Times comes on. Having a hard time.
Yeah. Yep.
So he was like, yo, we should do this. I was like, yeah, this shit is fire right here, right? So now he's writing, I'm writing, walking around the studio, writing. Cool. So we're like, all right, what do you got? Oh, I got this, I got that. We're going back and forth. And then he's like, all right, we're going to record. I was like, all right, you're going in first. He goes, nah, we're going to do it right here. And I'm like, what do you mean right here? He's like, he picks up a mic like from a stage, like with a wire on it, like the wired microphone, fucking performed probably 1,000 times. And I'm like, what do you mean? We're going to do it in the middle of the studio with the music playing? You don't go in? He goes, nah, you're on stage. Think about it. This mic's on stage with you. It doesn't give you that feedback. It doesn't go in. It's not for that. It's your mic. I was like, really? He goes, yeah, because the vibe. I don't like being in a box. I like being out here walking around while I'm rapping. And I'm like, wow, this is fucking crazy. I never did this shit before. So now you're rapping, and it was the truth, bro. It was loose. You're loose out there. You're like performing in the middle of the fucking studio, rapping your verse. And it's so much more swag that way, bro. I'm telling you, you'll never fucking record the other way again if you do this, right? And we record the whole shit. So then he's like, turn this guitar on. Ooh, he's adding shit. Do this. You know what? Take G's verse, put it here, put mine second, put his first, take our thing, split it up, cut this, do that. He fucking manicured the shit like magic, bro. And it came out to be this insane record. And then we play it back, and I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. He's like, yo, this shit is insane. I was like, oh, wow, bro. It was so surreal. Then we like shut the music off, and he's like, yo, Dave Chappelle's coming up right now. He goes, everybody in here, just let him chill. Let's not ask for pictures and stuff. I'm like, oh, fuck, Dave Chappelle's coming in, right? So Dave Chappelle comes in with the Asian girlfriend. He sits down. They're playing all the records. And fucking, he plays the records with me and him. And he looks at me. He's pointing at me. He's like, that's you? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, yo, that's what's up, And I'm like, yeah, whatever. So we're just chilling. And the music goes off, right? And it's mad quiet. Everybody's just kind of chilling, smoking, drinking. And fucking Dave Chappelle was like, yo, Clef, let me ask you a question. Yo, everybody starts laughing. Just from his voice asking that question, people are dying, right? And I'm like, yo, Dave, not for nothing, you can say this fucking couch is brown, and I'm gonna laugh. Like I can't even talk serious when you talk, right? And he's laughing, and he's like, what the fuck made you want to run for president in Haiti? What the hell? Yo, he had us rolling, chilling, cool ass motherfucker, bro.
Oh, yeah.
But that session with him, like Clef was like, gee fella, bro, you're amazing. Like, for him, he's just such a vibe guy. And he let me perform with him on, what's that, BB King. He brought me on stage.
Oh, dope.
He fucking, gee fella, where are you? I was like, oh shit. He pulls me on stage. He has beats playing. He has me freestyling, rapping. He shut the music off. And, it was insane, dude. It was so dope. Like the relationship with that guy. And just the people you meet along the way is what I'm trying to say. Like, you meet all these people along the way, you would have never known. Like, I DJ'd with the Fugees, bro. Like, that was like one of the first rap records, that I had, that I used to rap over their instrumentals.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm chilling with this fucking guy, LL Cool J, same thing. He's in my fucking house. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Latifah, same thing.
Crazy.
And I'm on the fucking tour bus with her, like, making her ghetto grilled cheeses in the toaster. Like, it was insane,
Yeah, man. I think that's everything. 360, man. That's the universe at work right there, bro.
Yeah. It was really nuts, man. But it just shows you, bro. You just can't stop. Like if you love it, it's not like, yo, we out there trying to like get a record deal and go over here. Nah, we're doing this shit for the fans, especially with now internet and fucking, putting your shit out and doing stuff on your own. You can do it still because you have love for it and you love to create. It's the creating part that I love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like doing it, making it look dope. Me and Johnny putting the freaking, the EP together, shooting the 2 videos, making putting it out, again, doing records with you. Look, we met through it. It's just an endless network thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that, later on in life, bro, there's a lot of people that I know, even through the hardcore scene, bro. I help them get in, get cars, do this, that, like whatever, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It just happens like that. It's like, the life and freaking the universe is continuous, bro.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah. I mean, even if, I always say, like, even if I never really, quote unquote, blew up or made, a lot of money doing this, I still love it. So I can't stop, And
you should never do it. That's your creativity in your body, bro.
Right.
You would never stop. You couldn't. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think I could. So your latest album is the Italian Connection with John Solinas. Shout out to him over there in Italy.
Yep.
So you said that came together during COVID.
Yep. Yeah. So basically, like he hit me up on Instagram, like, yo, G fella, I never heard his voice, but I guarantee you that's what it sounds like. G fella, I want to do records, and this, that, like, let's do a record. And I'm like, yeah, send me the beat. Like, it wasn't even a second thought, bro. Boom, send me a track. Send it to me, and it was hot. And I was like, yo, this shit is hot. He sent me like 3 or 4 of them. I was like, yo, this shit is hot. Boom, knocked Hitman out. Sent it back to him the next day. Same shit I did with you. Boom, back. I get on it quick. If I feel it, I'm going to do it right away.
Word.
Like, And he's like, yo, and then he just kept sending me beats.
Yeah.
He's like, we should do another one. I was like, yeah, fuck it. Yo, you got hot shit. Started banging joints out. And then we just caught a vibe. And he's like, we should do an album. I was like, yo, let's do it. It was like, we're the Italian Connection. Oh, that's what we'll call it. It was like that kind of thing. All Instagram, DM fucking talking. It was insane. It was like all messages there. And that's how it was coming together. And then I was like, yo, I want to do a joint with everybody on it, So I was like, yo, I said, I like this joint, man. I feel like, it's a crew track. And, and that's when I reached out to Shark. And I said, yo, Shark, I need you on it. No doubt. Send it. I said, I want Lord on it. Boom. Send it. Then, I hit Felice. I hit my boy Bianco. I hit my boy Jay Nam. I hit my boy Jimmy Kahn. All people I met along the way. My boy Cabby. I was like, yo, jump on this. California, he knocked it, his verse out. Everybody said it. Assam, I sent it to him in France. He knocked it out. Like we just kept knocking it out. And I was like, yo, this is dope. So then I put it all together. Even Demo, my boy Demo,
shout out to Demo.
Sent it. Put that shit out. Boom. I put it all on the record. I knew it was gonna sound dope because everybody got their own flavor, So I just put it all together, threw my verse on the end. I was like, yo, here's the joint. And then he sent me like another joint. Like when we had it all done, we were doing just 8. And he sent me another joint. And I was like, yo, this shit sound like some Wu-Tang shit, and I did Flovid-19, which was, just something that I just threw together and it came out dope. So we put it on the record. I was recording other songs with other people too. So I was going to add some stuff. I said, nah, Johnny, let's keep this just me and you, this one, And then I have a couple other EPs I'm doing, like compilations for other people. I just kept those songs off. But, I said, let's just keep this me and you. We keep it, tight and put it out, and it just was that easy, bro. I mean, I can't even, we did it so fast and so easy. You know how it is.
Yeah,
now
man.
You can just put shit out. So
Technology.
Quickly,
Yeah. Yeah, and it's good, man. It's a cohesive project. And nowadays, like the shorter albums or EPs is kind of the move. You know what I'm saying? That's what people are dropping. That's what artists are dropping now. You don't really see too many
back
more.
To the fucking,
Like
back
a
to the
16
cat jumping
track
out of
thing.
the tree, bro. They got no fucking, there's no what do you call that? With the tension span.
Yes.
Tension span on people is gone, bro.
Yeah, man. You got to hit them with something quick, and then if they dig it, then they're going to listen to more. But people aren't going to sit there and listen to a 20-something track album. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it goes now.
Nah. Yeah, they'll pick the one that they like, and they'll add that into a playlist with Harry Styles. You know what I mean?
That's like technology, like you were saying. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Because I could just add this one. I don't have to. I can listen to 1 out of 20 tracks.
Exactly.
I could put that to my playlist. Put this to the playlist, and then
that's it. They'll be listening to you. Then fucking Ariana Grande comes on, and then then freaking Frank Sinatra, and then A Boogie, and then fucking Queen. It's just crazy.
It is.
But that's what it is.
So how do
like the genres are not there no more.
Yeah, no, it's that's actually a great point. That's true. It's just everything's a mix now.
One big mush,
which is good. The diversity is great, but at the same time, I mean, I used to enjoy listening to the whole album. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I still do. I still do. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how many people do now.
No, they listen. I think most people probably listen to whatever they hear on the radio, and they'll add that or whatever pop culture bullshit.
Yeah. Now, G, how do you feel about the state of hip hop in general in this current time?
I mean, listen, I if you asked me this a couple years back, I'd probably be like, yo, it's fucking terrible. Yo, everybody's whack. It's fucking not real hip hop. Then you sound like the disgruntled old guy. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like that either, right? I listen to stuff. My son is 15, bro. My son puts me on the shit.
Yep.
And I'm like, yo, that's dope. That's whack. This is dope. And, my playlist and my shit has now changed. Like I got Juice WRLD. I went to the Juice WRLD concert with my son.
Yep.
I like his stuff. You know what I mean? I like certain things where I would not have liked that before. Like certain shit. Other artists, I'm like, yo, this is bullshit. This is cool. I understand why you like it, but that's whack.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
This is, the more, like the songs put together that from artists that were really good. Like Juice WRLD was great. Died too early.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Like all these guys, I got put on to listen and I'm like, oh, I hear where they're talking. That's their shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's their creativity. How can I get mad at that? How can I, when it's super stupid and whack, like, I understand that's bullshit. But when it's dope, you say to yourself, yo, they put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into that song or that album, and I understand it or I feel it, And that's the way I look at it. I look at it, and there's certain things I listen to and certain things I don't, but I don't disregard it. I don't disregard it like everybody's like, oh, I'm just going to listen to, my playlist and Nas and Jay-Z and, Eminem, which I love Eminem anyway. I don't know how you guys feel, but I think he's still one of the greatest that ever did it. I love his fucking new album. I listen to it. M is still rocking through it all.
Yeah.
Still got hot joints. You know what I mean? So, I'm on it. Joyner Lucas. I love him. Shit like that. Like I listen to all of these type of things. So like I would say state of hip hop today, I like a lot of it, just like if we were in the 90s, you would like certain shit or 2000s, you like certain shit, but the other shit you're not feeling the same thing.
Yeah.
When you're in the hip hop, you got to respect hip hop, period.
Yeah, I agree. And the classic sound never really died. I mean, people say that it died, but it never really did. And if anything, it's starting to gain popularity once again because everything comes in cycles. Mm. So now you got a lot of cats that are making more, I guess you would say, boom bap 90s sounding shit, at least from a production standpoint.
Griselda.
Griselda, I mean, is one. It's just starting to pop off again. So, that's another reason why I'm like, yo, I'm not quitting now, dude.
Yeah, can't give up yet, bro.
Yeah, our sound's coming back. No, it's the truth though. Like, yo, I was in the car the other day, with my son, and he's like, I got his boy is into, doing music, and my son did music. If you look at any of my videos, I had him rapping at 5 years old.
Word.
But he's like, yo, we're doing this. He wants me to jump on the EP with him. I wrote like 5 songs. I'm like, what? Where the fuck did you do this? Like, so he plays me. And it's all like couple boom bappy type beats that they picked out, and he was spitting on it metaphorically. I'm like, yo, this is crazy, bro. You know, look at it. The boom bap is coming back around, and I said, yo, this is hot. This is something I would jump on.
Yeah.
Like I said to him. So I mean, I you know, you guys are in the right, you know, vein. If this is what's happening, you know, you're good bringing this back because everything comes back. Wearing the baggy pants, the North Face vest, the Timberland. This is what we did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Yeah,
you know?
man. I think that's, you know, that's why. But like you said too, good to keep an open mind because there is good new styles of music coming out. You know, trap stuff, drill stuff. I mean, there's definitely some good stuff, man. You just got to sometimes sift through a little bit of bullshit to find the good stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like
Yeah, exactly,
I don't like too much of the new stuff, but like Pop. I mean, rest in peace, Pop Smoke.
Yeah, Pop Smoke was
but
dope,
I like.
man.
But I think
Pop Smoke was
Pop
dope.
Smoke was good.
Yeah, he was spitting.
You know?
Yeah, Pop Smoke was dope, bro. I downloaded his shit. I got Pop Smoke on my joint. I love his stuff too, man. You know, you just got to respect certain things, bro.
Yeah.
You know, certain beats, certain voices, certain. You know, Lord, you got one of the fucking dope voices. I think.
Thank you.
You know, I love
Thank
when
you.
your voice on the record, bro. Like
Thank
to
you.
me, that's so distinctive. Your shit comes on, and you know it's you. You know,
Yep.
and it's crazy because I never thought I had any kind of voice like that. But you know, then people tell me that my voice is like that, which I don't hear that shit.
Yeah.
But you know, when I hear a voice like yours, it's like, you know, it's like when you heard Big on a record, you heard that voice, you're like, oh, that's Big. You know what I mean? Like, so that's a good thing that you have because that's tremendous when it comes to, you know, the sound and all that, you know, of it.
Yeah,
You know what I
man.
mean?
But I like when you do the you go into the broken English flow a little bit. That's dope. Like you did on the Last of a Dying Breed record there, the video. That shit's hard.
Yeah. I said, you know what, man? You know how all these like these down south guys go into their own little shit? I'm gonna do my way. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah. I had fun with that record. We did good with that one too.
That's a banger, man.
That was yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So
you know, it's listen, continuous.
just let me switch topics real quick. I see you're a big golf enthusiast. How'd you get into that?
Oh, so man, you know, I would say the 2 years. I might be golfing almost 2 years now. Friend of mine was like, "Yo, you should come play golf." I was like, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to play. I always wanted to, but you know, I was like, I don't know how to fucking do it. So then I just went with my boy, and we went with like 2 or 3 guys, and you know, we didn't take it too serious. So you know, it was good that you can get out there and really get the feel of what the sport is. But let me tell you, man, like I am fucking hooked into golf. I love playing golf. Like I play golf 7 days a fucking week if I could.
Yeah.
It's never in my life. If you would have talked to me 20 years ago, I would have punched myself in the face. Talking about golf. I would have been like, what? I would put that shit on and be like, I don't know how anybody even fucking watches this. It's so boring. Yo, dude, I can't stop playing golf now. Like, it's just weird how something you would have never do, and now you're obsessed with it. I'm like obsessed with it. You know, it's probably like for anybody who hasn't done it. I don't know if you guys play or you
I have.
Dude, it's just dope. Get out there with your boys. You're on the cart. Good weather. Who's smoking his cigar? Who's drinking? Who's hanging out? You're shooting the shit. You're out there and it's just quiet. You know, it's like it takes you away from.
Yeah, it does.
I was golfing all through the pandemic because they were open and we were golfing the whole time. It was like the most fucking social distance sport you could do.
Yeah,
because you're
definitely.
like at your own cart, you're doing your shit, but it's just a game you could never win, but you can only play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great way. That
You
might have been the
can never
greatest thing
win.
said about golf.
But you could only play it, but you can never win it, no matter what. Because you could be fucking, you know, one of my other good friends said, you could be Tiger Woods one shot and in the woods the next.
Yeah, he ain't
That's
lying.
it.
Yo, have you seen Tiger Woods' son swing the fucking club? His son's incredible.
Oh,
I bet. I
amazing.
mean, I
Oh
bet.
my
I
God,
bet.
have you
Look,
seen it, Chris?
No, I haven't.
Yo,
Look,
his mannerisms, every fucking thing this kid does is the exact same.
Really?
Like fucking
Wow.
Dude,
crazy.
Like
Lord,
father,
if you
like
didn't
son.
see it, if you didn't see it, bro, go on YouTube and
Yeah.
just look up Charlie Woods, bro.
Okay.
That fucking kid, if you watch it, it's like him at 9 years old
Yeah.
or whatever. It's just insane to watch, and you're like, yo, you just come home and I just punched my son in the face. Like, yo, why can't you be like Charlie Woods?
You got
why can't you be like Charlie Woods and go out with me golfing?
You got your son playing or any of your kids?
I take him out with me. I had him driving the cart. Like probably this whole last year, I had him caddying with us. Like, yo, get this. I want him to learn like the clubs, learn what the clubs are used for, because he wasn't interested. And then I got him to the range. Then we went. So I took him out with us. I let him hit here and there. So I'm sure, he'll be into it. He's not into it like I'm into it, but he'll do it because he knows I want him to do it with me. But he'll get into it. And I tell him, man, I wish somebody told me at his age to get into it, because now I'm fucking trying to get good.
Yeah.
Now. I wish I knew it then. I'd be fucking phenomenal right now,
Yeah, man. I my old man got me into it when I was a kid. He brought me, to the driving range and to the course. And I used to like hitting the ball. I couldn't wrap my head around fucking the fairway and the fucking putting and all that shit. So when I got, into my teenage years, I kind of gave it up. But I wish I kind of stuck with it too. But me, like when the pandemic started, me and this guy, we made an attempt. We were going to the driving range.
I bought shoes, I bought everything.
We went to the we went to the course, and definitely not good at all.
It was fun though.
It's definitely fun, man.
Like you're saying, it's kind of like a bonding. It's like an experience. You can go out with the boys and fucking smoke some stogies and fucking
when you go with your boys.
Yeah, man. I think when the weather gets good again, I'm gonna make another attempt to get some rounds in, because yeah, man, like you said, it's a gentleman's game. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard though. People don't get it, man. How fucking hard it is.
Oh
man.
My god, everything.
It's so fucking hard, bro. There's times you want to throw your shit and break your clubs, then you hit a good shot and makes you come back the next day. That's just what it is. It just is what it is. Nobody is a fucking PGA pro. We just like to go out there and play, man.
Yeah, man. When I was a kid, one time my pops took me out, and I threw one of the clubs, and he almost fucking beat my ass in front of everybody, dude. Because I didn't have the patience. You know what I mean? I was probably fucking 12 years old or some shit.
Hell
like
yeah,
that.
them shits is expensive.
Yeah, bro. You gotta have. But I seen grown men. I seen grown men flip out. You know what I'm saying? Fucking bend their club, throw the clubs in the fucking
Happy
water.
Gilmore. That would be me.
For like real shit.
Oh, dude, I played with a guy. He must have been 70-something years old. One time we went out. We needed this one, another guy, and he came and he was like, all right, and we played with him, and he was motherfucking the ball too. So I just this shit never stops, does it? He's like, nope.
Oh man, yeah. No, it's definitely a great sport though. Just you got to use your head,
Yeah, no, it's good, bro. It's nice, man. When the weather gets better and the pandemic shit is over, bro. We had one trip. We were going to do it, and then the pandemic hit for the second time. But we all got a house in Pennsylvania, and we golfed at like 5 different courses and hung out, for 4 days, bro. It was just a fucking dope-ass thing to just chill with your boys, So, definitely something you want to get into, and we could do it. You come out, play with us.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Fun shit. That'd be dope, man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they will definitely do that. So, why don't you give out your social media, website, contacts, where people could check you out, check out your music, and get in touch with you?
Yeah, definitely. Everything is G Fella. So, you can go to, Instagram at G Fella, no space, just GFELLA. And then it's G Fella Music on Facebook, YouTube. It's YouTube, /G Fella. You could just Google G Fella and everything will come up. That's what I always tell people. It's just, we're just constantly adding shit. I'm always putting stuff up. I have so much material that I'm just going to keep feeding people now, it's for the fans, bro. It's for the, it's for the fans. It's for the culture. It's for that, that's it, man. Let's keep knocking it out and putting it out there, and appreciate everybody that listens now. And, go and you can add the Italian Connection or anything else I got up on Spotify, iTunes, Tidal. You just look up G Fella, it'll pop right up too. Add it to your playlist. And that's it, bro. And I'm always supporting, music too. Artists,
no doubt.
Hit me up. You know?
Gee, you got any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, shout out to, Suits, Trackateering Music. Shout out to my whole family that always stood behind this whole crazy story that you just heard on here. You got a good woman. Oh, yeah. You got a good father. You got good people that are around. They're in all the videos. I put everybody in everything. Shouts to Shark, one of the day ones. Me and him from a long time. Very good friend of mine. I love that kid. Shout out to Solinas. Shout out to Assam. Shout out to John Solinas. Shout out to every Italian dude doing it, man. That I know how you feel, bro. Shout out to Demo, Bianco. Everybody across that's trying to play it. Anybody trying to get into the music industry is tough, bro. Believe me.
It is.
I know a ton of ways not to do shit. So if you want to hit me up, I can give you advice.
Well, I might need some advice from you then.
Reverse engineering.
Yeah, no, but believe me, man, you learn by fire, bro. Like,
I know.
Anything in life, period.
You're right.
It's like, you know what I mean? So, just shouts to everybody, man. That's anybody that's creative. Shouts to you, bro.
Word.
If you can draw, if you could fucking, write, if you could do videos, movies, if you're a fucking talented sports guy, whatever, man. Shouts to you, bro, because talent, creativity is what the world needs, man.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have that, what do we got?
I agree. Yeah.
Wasted talent.
That's what it is.
Yeah, the worst thing in the world is what?
Wasted talent.
Wasted talent. Shout to Lilo, man.
Yeah, bro. Cool, man. Well, thank you for coming on, G.
Bro.
That was great. We're gonna end it with a track off the
Talk.
Italian Connection album, Streets Talk, produced by John Solinas. Shout out to him. Me and him are working on some stuff too, so stay tuned. And G, any
shout
last?
Shout out to BX King.
Yeah, BX King.
He's in this video.
Yeah, that's my dude.
Shout out to my man Haz who shot the video. Shout out to fucking my cousin Anthony. Shout out to all my boys that jumped in that video and played parts, man. It was great. Frankie Della Camera, Junior and Senior jumped in there and played 2 roles. Everybody came out. It was cold that day. You know what I mean? But we got it done.
No doubt. Yeah, bro. Good shit, man. Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, brother, man. That was great. We'll be in contact real soon. And everyone go get that Italian Connection album and stay tuned for more G-Fella music coming soon.
Ending this Street Talk.
Yo, G, we're out of here, bro.
Street Corner Soapbox, we're fucking out of here.
Shout out.
Oh,
go ahead.
Shout out to Stu Gotts, too. One more
Stu
shout.
Gotts.
Shout out to Stu Gotts.
Yeah. Good dude right there.
Man.
Yeah. Positive Paisan. Yeah.
Can't forget that guy. Positive Paisan.
Yeah. Good dude, man, for sure. All right, G. We'll talk to you soon, bro.
Later, bro.
All right, bro. Peace.
When the streets talk, I'm telling you, you better listen. Can disregard known regardless of their position. No. One slip up, they're posting RIPs. Facebook and IG, can't trust nobody. When the streets talk, I'm telling you, you better listen. Can disregard known regardless of their position. One slip up, they're posting RIPs. Facebook and IG, can't trust nobody. Yo, I pulled up on the Ave, got Ajit and Ibrioski. Hung up with my man Suits when this little crackhead approached me. My cousin like,
hey, get the fuck out of here. Crack your teeth.
He said,
No, I got info for G. I come in peace.
I said, leave him alone. What do you got?
I was getting high down the block and I heard a couple guys mention your name and about you getting popped.
Get it popped.
Easy, cuz. What these dudes resemble?
Some Spanish Daddy Yankee looking guy and an Oriental.
Wait a minute. Oriental broad?
Yup.
Tattoo on the left eye?
Jet black hair looking fly.
Did he drive a red 5?
Yeah, he got pissed I was leaning
That's
on him.
fucking Hector. 150 5th and St. Nick. He front a pet shop.
Let's pay this cocksucker a visit. I got the blowtorch.
Throw the crackhead a C-note, man. Let's find out the whole story.
Thanks, G.
Thank you, cuzzy. Just pull the car up. Let's go see Javier. See if he's got his guard. When the streets talk, I'm telling you, you better listen. Can disregard known regardless of their position. One slip up, they're posting RIPs. Facebook and IG, can't trust nobody. When the streets talk, I'm telling you, you better listen. Can disregard known regardless of their position. One slip up, they're posting RIPs. Facebook and IG, can't trust nobody. Javier, oh, where you been hiding at?
Jefe, I know hide. What do you mean? I don't understand that.
I'm fucking with you. Take it easy.
don't blow a gasket. How the streets been, huh?
Bueno.
That's fantastic. The envelope, please. Hear anything I should know?
Nothing I think of, Papi. I don't think so.
Are you sure, Javier?
See, of course, Papi. No worry.
We don't worry.
Ciao, okay, Papi.
Ciao for now. Cuzzy, let's
I
go.
don't trust that prick. I'm not crazy. You feel me, right?
Yeah, something's off a bit. Carlo fucks Hector's sister. Let's see what he makes of this.
Oh, yeah, that hot piece of ass with the tats and them big tits.
Hang a left, go right. He should be just round the corner. Put the AC on, Cuzzy. This car's like a fucking sauna.
Yo, Carlo.
What up, Goomba? You still banging that fine-ass Dominican broad that you took with us down there to Aruba? Fuck yeah, Valentina. She got a mouth like a Uber. And a snatch better than a porterhouse at Peterloo. Good, I need you to fish around. I think her brother's hired to hit me. Then let's just whack. But we gotta find out who hired him. You get me?
When the streets talk, I'm telling you, you better listen. Can disregard known regardless of their position. One slip up, they're posting RIP. Facebook and IG, can't trust nobody. When the streets talk, I'm telling you, you better listen. Can disregard known regardless of their position. One slip up, they're posting RIPs. Facebook and IG, can't trust nobody.
Yo, cuz, I gave this broad coke, tequila, and a molly. Found out her brother's been chummy with Joe Ducati. You know, I had a funny feeling, dude always wanted me out the way, cause the older guys respect me and he's a motherfucking disgrace. But he's not, no. I know, so we gotta go sit with Sal and get the nod so I can drive a roll off right through his house. Set it up today. I wanna clip this fuck by the night. Hector too.
And Javier.
Yeah, but we gotta do this shit right. Walking in, I can feel my blood pressure going up, cause I'm thinking of that fuck in his fucking house just blowing up. Hey, Sal, ¿cómo está?
Bene, Roy, how's you far?
Sally's doing great. Thank you for asking. It means a lot. Sorry to bother you with this, but this guy Joe Ducati.
Oh, Joe Ducati, he's just throwing some man. He bother everybody. What he doing now?
He put a head on me through some Spagnols.
This a cockasucker. Now we gotta go.
Grazie, ciao. Front of Joe's door, Amazon box. Ring the bell, step off to the side with the hammer cock. Coming down the stairs, smile on the box, clear through the window. When he poked his head, smile gone, lit him up like a disco. My guys hit Javier and Hector at the same time. They say crack kills, but I say crackheads save lives.
When the streets talk, I'm telling you, you better listen. Can disregard known regardless of their position. One slip up, they're posting RIP. Facebook and IG, can't trust nobody. When the streets talk, I'm telling you, you better listen. Can disregard known regardless of their position. One slip up, they're posting RIP. Facebook and IG, can't trust nobody.
The Street Corner Soapbox.
If you're a fan of the podcast, you can help support the show by donating to our PayPal at paypal.me/Street Corner Soapbox.
That's right, guys. Make sure to like and share all of our episodes. And for easier access to our show, check out our link tree at linktr.ee/Street Corner Soapbox.